Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today I'm finally going to get my thermostats working right. Yes, I succeeded. And I'll walk you through that in just a minute, but first I'm going to do a quick recap of last week, plus add some information that I left out. So let's just dive in. So last week I explained how Google essentially bricked the Nest thermostats Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3. Gen 3 there's nothing you can do about yet. But Gen 1 and Gen 2 have a savior called nolongerevil.com, which you can go to and it'll explain the whole thing, and I will run through some of it in just a minute. But one thing I forgot to mention last week is why didn't I just buy a new thermostat? Because that's the way I usually solve problems, right? Throw more money at them. So it turns out that most smart thermostats need a C-wire, which provides power. Nest was an anomaly. Nest was able to charge its battery while the thermostat was on, and then when it would turn off, then it would live off the battery, so it didn't need constant power through a C-wire. Well, my house doesn't have C-wires, so in order to install other smart thermostats, I would have to run like additional wiring, and that would get expensive. But as I explained last week, Cody Kosiemba of Hack House came up with this cool solution, which I went through in detail last week. But last week I spent most of my time trying to get Home Assistant working with this new system, and I was unsuccessful. The Ugreen NAS didn't support add-ons or apps in their base version that comes with the NAS of Home Assistant, so that was out. And then I tried running in a virtual machine on my Mac Studio, which I got working, except I couldn't get the app to install, the No Longer Evil app. I'm going to continue working on it, so someday there may be another video about my thermostats where I get Home Assistant working with them, and then I can live happily ever after. But in the meantime, I went with No Longer Evil's hosted version where they provide the servers that the Nest connects to, just like the old Google servers, except No Longer Evil. But last week I couldn't get that done, and I thought it was because my cables maybe were bad. But thanks to David Dew, who commented on last week's video, it turns out once you take the Nest off the wall, you have to plug it in almost immediately to the computer. You just have a matter of like 30, 60 seconds. But as you're about to see, I put my MacBook in the dining room next to the thermostat, and this is what happened.
Flashback.
So here's my main Nest thermostat, and I am ready to flash it. I've got the software loaded on my MacBook Pro. Gonna click Get Started. Continued installation. Generation 2. Generation 1 is a lot more complicated. Continue. Here's the cable I got from Amazon, micro USB to USB-C. Now I'll follow the instructions. So you take it off, and you put it back on. 1, 2. Plug it in. Allow to connect. Better than I did last time. And then reboot. Oh, flashing. Flashing. Done. Okay, I'm going to do cloud hosted. Continue. I'll need SSH later if I want to do the Home Assistant route, so I'll go ahead and set that up. Okay. Now remove and put it back on the wall mount. On it. Oh, Nest found. Use this device. Configuration complete. Open dashboard. Link my thermostat. It's been flashed. It's connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so I want to go to Settings, Nest App, Get Entry Key. My entry key is 608 Shack. Link device. And there it is. Got up to 77 while I fooled around with it. Job done. And now when I want to do anything, I'll be adding my upstairs thermostat later on, now that I know that it works. And then when I want to manage it, I can go to this server, nolongerevil.com, log in, and control my thermostats. My thermostats are no longer evil. So I'm up and running. I'm very happy. I can now control my thermostat from my couch or anywhere I want. And I think, like the Google servers, I can do it from anywhere in the world. So I'm a happy camper. I have working thermostats that I can use remotely with the nolongerevil.com host service. And Google is no longer involved. And Google is no longer harvesting my information, because even though they bricked these things, they still collected the data. So Google was collecting data about your thermostat use, but not letting you use those same servers that they were connected to control your thermostats. Hence the being evil, and hence the no longer evil. And so thanks to Cody Kosiemba and Hackhouse and all the people involved, it's a wonderful thing. So last week was a long video that ended in failure, and this week is a short video that ends in success. I think I like this one better. So that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye. Now I got to go find something else to mess with for next week. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.